Guys, I hope this one works. I've had a little trouble getting on to connected to YouTube for some reason. Okay, everybody. I hope this one works out. I'm sorry it's been a back and forth things tonight trying to get this deal situated here, but I do believe, let me get this thing. There we go. I do believe we got it right this time, so I hope you guys are hanging in there with me. The last few times I tried this was epic fails, but I think I got it this time, so hit me up if you guys are out there. Hope you guys can see me and hear me. Give a few minutes for some folks to get in here. Hope you guys can hear me, and this time I hope that the feed isn't interrupting, dropping you guys. Let me know if you guys can hear me and see me. Let me know. Hopefully this time I'll be able to, I can stay on. I've been having some issues with this. Hey, Dwayne. Thanks for the thumbs up, brother. Glad you can chime in. I've been having a little difficulty tonight trying to do my live. It might just be a lot of people on YouTube doing lives right now, because I normally don't have this type of issue, but I've had a hell of a time trying to get connected to YouTube server, but believe I'm on there now. MC, how are you, brother? I hope you guys can hear me well, and I hope you guys have eaten some good stuff and got your belly all fat for Thanksgiving. Are you guys on the road, or did you come home for Thanksgiving? I am myself. I'm about to start gearing up to hit the road again, but I won't get back out until Monday. I leave on Monday. But I have enjoyed a little turkey and ham and brisket and sausage, and I had a very good Thanksgiving. And so now it's time to get back burning some fuel again. So let me see here. I hope you guys can see me. Looks like everything is up on that side. Good deal. And let's find some of y'all's questions. And let's see if we can, excuse me, see if we can get some questions answered. There we go. Let me see if you guys have any questions. Throw them in there. I'm just getting kind of set up right now, so I am watching my feed too. So if you guys got something for me, throw it in there, and then I'll answer it for you while I'm looking for some tangible questions. I had some pretty good ones the other day, so I want to make sure that I can get those. Rick G. I'm in school now, and I also want to drive the refrigerated load since they pay a bit more. Let's see how it goes. Good luck, 100. Rick G is wanting to drive refrigerated. That's a good thing. However, some people choose refrigerated because refrigerated does pay more cent per mile, and the problem with chasing cent per mile is um, it may be a lot of cents per mile, but not a lot of miles, and that's the reason the cents per mile is higher. So you need to make sure that whatever you're doing with that, um, that that it makes sense to you and the family, and that just because you're getting a high rate per mile, that you're going to be able to get enough miles to take care of the house. And this time of year, you're not gonna have much trouble with reefer because we consume a lot of food right now. And if you're doing reefer with a big resell reseller like Walmart or Costco, you're gonna do really well because they burn a lot of fuel. There we go. Thank you, barbecue trucker. He's back. Yes, I'm glad. Yeah, these the connections that I'm having with YouTube was the issue, and almost luck of the draw when you get on there. I don't know how they do their analytics to make sure that they get who they want to get on here. I don't know how it works, bro. And but I normally don't get on this late. I try to do my feeds a little earlier, but I decided to try to do a little late this time, a little later in the day, in an effort to get more folks in the feed, and then I started, and then I can't get it to stay online. So that was the deal. So hopefully it's gonna stay on right now. So um, I was I was saying that one of the questions I had during the week was a guy who um, was getting started, and he wanted to do refrigerated department, which is cool. The thing about that is his comment was that he was doing it because reefer pays more, and they do. It does pay more cents per mile, guys. But you got to take a lot of things in consideration that reefer guys have to do that dry guys don't, which is sit around a lot, getting loaded and unloaded, filling up that reefer trailer, getting that reefer washed out, and just a plethora of things that you have to do in the reefer truck, but pulling a reefer trailer that you don't have to do with a dry van. During a period of time you're doing all that in the reefer truck, you burning fuel with a with a dry van, making some money. So it's six in one hand, half a dozen in another. But going reefer is not a bad choice for sure. I mean, it's with reefer, even when you're down, you get paid for that, and you get paid to wash that trailer out and do the things that you do. So it's not like it's costing you money to do those things, but you ain't burning fuel. But you do get paid on it, so you can't hate reefer. You really can't. And it is something that I'm going to get into. Also, flatbed and barbecue truck. I do good so to make a regular videos. Uh, It's what my 13-year-old nephew shows. Man, these, I make things look like I have so much going on um, with the video stuff, but it's not me. I'm not the one who make all this stuff happen. I have my boys do this. I'm just they set it up, and then I just kind of walk behind here and push a button. And I had disconnected this stuff because I had to use it at my other business last weekend, and then I brought it back here and hooked it back up again, and didn't even hook the thing up right. But it does help. Victor, when did you leave Swift? 2 weeks ago, 2.5 weeks ago, and I didn't necessarily leave him on bad terms, but it was time for me to make a change. And um, Monday I start with a new company. And guys, just because I'm not, you see me going to do something different or with a different company, please understand. I don't regret a single minute that I spent with Swift Transportation, and I highly recommend Swift Transportation. I really do, and all of the bull that you guys have heard about them, that's exactly what it is—a bunch of bull. And I still, even though I'm not with them right now, I have no ill will about them, and I would highly suggest you, especially if you don't have any experience, if you're fresh and you're just getting started in this, man, you can do a hell of a lot worse than going to Swift Transportation. They are top, brother, and they pay damn good. So don't let anybody tell you anything crazy about that. Um, I'm going to do this when I go to Swift, hopefully in January. Good. And again, y'all guys have heard me say it before. Now is a really good time to get into trucking, because if you can get into trucking right now and you can get with a mentor who's going to take you through some snow and teach you how to drive in those adverse conditions, man, now is the time. Don't waste any more time. Jump on it and go now. Get after that. Um, Victor, we met in Laredo. I hope I was good company. Um, I do afternoon. Hey, it was a Smith production. Um, like me. uh, um, I did like the time I spent with Swift. I did, and I would always be on in that corner, man, because it just was nothing bad. Um, but um, Monday I start something new, and it's 3 days of orientation, and I'm gonna do my 3 days of orientation, and I'm gonna shoot videos every day, but I'm gonna wait until I'm completely done uh, with the orientation portion of it. Then I start releasing those videos every day, and let you know where I'm at, and how each day of um, orientation has gone, and um, so on and so forth. Now, this company that I'm going with, they don't, and this is a good difference between the two. Okay, between the company that I'm going with right now and Swift is, um, Swift isn't. It will take me several years to get up to the mileage pay that this company is paying. However, this company does not. They don't bring in um, inexperienced drivers. This is all um, um, experienced drivers. You have to have a minimum of I think 6 or 9 months of experience before you can go work there. So you automatically going to get paid more. But uh, it's pretty cool. But uh, there's no entry level, like no experience, no CDL. They come over there and then they fix you up. It doesn't work like that over there, which is for my channel, because I like to give information um, to the us entry level guys and rookie guys. So I'll still be able to feed you information, like I like making videos on how to couple, um, you know, how to run, how to make turns and things like that. And I still have all my camera equipment that I hook up to the trucks, so that I can make the turns, and then you can use the cameras to shoot video on making the turns, and where part of the intersection you need to be before you make your turn, stuff like that. It's really what I want. I want to uh, show you guys how to get it done, and it's fun, bro. I really like it. I like giving that information to you, and so that'll continue. So I'm currently having issues with my medical examiner saying that I have sleep apnea. That's not a problem, but I don't believe I do. if the doctor say you do, then you may have it to a point where it's a DOT problem. They want to change me to $7,000. Wait a minute. They want to charge me $7,000 to do a full test. That's kind of weird. So maybe this is Smith Productions. I want to know. You say you don't believe. You do. Excuse me. Excuse me. That was rude. So if you don't believe you do, then obviously you don't have a CPAP machine. I would go to my my regular doctor, and then tell your regular doctor that you may want to get a sleep apnea test done, and then see if your insurance can take care of that for you. And if you do a sleep study and they find out, well, yes, you have sleep apnea, then your health insurance can then kick in and get us taken care of. But listen, brother, do not shy away from driving because you may, it may be found that you do have sleep apnea. Okay, don't worry about that. That's not a big thing. I don't know of a new truck. The new trucks, okay, 2018 and newer. So 2018, 2019, 2020s. I don't know that any of them don't have the connections and things that are needed for CPAP machines. So that it is very common for drivers to have CPAP machines for their sleep apnea. That doesn't mean that you can't drive. And our hunt right now is finding a way where you can get what you need without having to pay $6,000 out of your pocket. And so hopefully you have some health insurance that will square that away for you. Let me drive. Okay, he says that they won't let him drive without a month of compliance, and so what you're saying right now is something I've heard before, but I'm not really sure the extent of it. Okay, but I've heard before if you are diagnosed with sleep apnea, that you need to do a sleep study, and they want to know that your sleep apnea has been controlled for 30 days or months. So yeah, so that part I've heard that before. So what you're telling me isn't new, and you said, would it be worth it? Man, I'm gonna tell you something. I don't know where you're at right now, finance wise, and I will tell you this: if a salary of roughly, as a beginner just getting into the business, okay, let's be realistic. So just getting in your first year, if you can do somewhere between $45,000 and $60,000 in that first year, and I know that that's a broad range of dollars, okay, but we got to be real about it, because it depends on your driving habits. It depends on what lanes you get. It depends on what what you're driving. Okay, what you're doing. But if you running hard and you pushing it and you're in the right area, you can get up there in the money. You absolutely can. And spending 1 month doing a sleep study is going to do a couple of things. Number one, first and foremost, if you're found to have sleep apnea, and you need to sleep with a CPAP machine, I would much rather see you sleep with I don't want to see you sleep, but you know what I'm saying here. I would rather, if it were me, okay, if it were me, I would rather know that I have sleep apnea and sleep with a CPAP machine than to have a heart attack in my sleep. Okay, that's number one. I don't care about the job. None of that doesn't make a difference if you're dead because you had a heart attack in your sleep because you had a sleep apnea and didn't know it. Okay, or any other health problems that comes from sleep apnea. I'm not a doctor, but I do know that's a possibility. So at the end of the day, your health comes first. So would I do that? Yeah, I would do it. I'd do it in a heartbeat. I would do it because I want to know that I can continue to see my grandchildren get old and that kind of stuff. Okay, that's number one. The next thing is if you're gonna make a considerable amount of money over what you're making right now, what's 30 days? That's nothing. 30 days from now, you're gonna be in the same position you was 30 days ago if you don't make a change. Okay, so make that change, brother. Do it. She said I don't have any medical insurance to cover that. What the Swift says that I need a minimum of 1 year of medical certification. Yes, you do. With compliance, I need to get 6 months certification. So what are we gonna do? First thing we're gonna do, we have an issue right now. We have an issue with you having needing a DOT physical because and you aren't able to get it because we have sleep apnea or we need to do a sleep study. Okay, so right now the sleep study and how we're going to get that sleep study is the problem. That's the issue, and that issue is on the left. Okay, the solution for that is on the right, and what we're going to do is we're going to live on the right. We will always live in the solution side, okay? We're going to find a way to get the sleep study done and get it done where in a way where it can be affordable to you, okay? So we need to find if we need to get go on to the Obamacare website, and get some insurance there. We need to do something that's going to put us on the right side, okay, on the solution side. You may be able to go to your doctor, and your doctor has some suggestions on, hey, if you go to this place or to that college, they do sleep study at this college. For little or nothing because students are doing it. However, it's still a legitimate deal. Hey, do these things. We have to think outside the box. Just because you don't have health insurance or you don't have a whole bunch of money to go pay $6,000, $3,000, whatever it's going to take to get this done, that doesn't mean. And I'm not even talking about the job, okay, getting the job. I'm talking about saving your life if that's what it's gonna take, okay? Then what we need to do, healthcare, maybe, yeah. There are some. You say go to a different doctor, yeah. Now, I agree. We may be able to go to a different doctor too. But Productions, let me ask you, man, and you don't have to answer this question in the feed, but if you're a big guy, then there's a very real possibility that you do have sleep apnea. If the person that sleeps in the bed with you wake up crying every morning, because she ain't get no sleep, you might have sleep apnea. If the dog barks all night long and you don't know it, you might have sleep apnea. Okay, if you wake up with a sore throat in the morning, you might have sleep apnea. If your chest hurts when you lie down, you might have sleep apnea. Thing is, you want to get up. You don't want to, one day start hovering above your body while you're in the bed sleeping. So knowing that you have this is paramount. So we don't want to ignore that for financial reasons, okay? Let's get back on the right, man. My daughter took a class at community college for a course, and it was for sleep study. That is a field, okay? And they have, they have to go do intern stuff just like nurses and all this kind of stuff, right? And then they go to these places that have, that's what they do. They do sleep study. So somebody's outside. And I live in a cul-de-sac. Somebody's outside just gets burning some rubber, having some fun. Anyways, it's a pretty quiet neighborhood too. I don't understand. We don't get that kind of stuff over here, but you can go to these. Your doctor may have a good doctor will have some alternatives for you. Okay. And those alternatives can fix this issue. And then once you get the issue, resolved, then we can move on to trucking from there. But there's a lot of folks have other issues, man. That blood pressure. I have blood pressure issues. I have to take a little blood pressure pill. If not, my little blood pressure jump up a little bit. But I changed my diet, and it really helped out quite a bit. Now, I'm pretty sure I'm pumping cholesterol high right now because I've been eating like a pig since I've been home. But we can do things ourselves to help our bodies get into compliance, and not only just to get into compliance, but to stay healthy, but you can get a 2 year or 1 year. I don't know. I've never heard anybody do a 6 month certification. There may be. I don't know, but I don't know that a company will take you with a 6 month certification. But mine is a 1 year because I have those blood pressure medications. Yeah, I'm not. They're not going to ignore it. I just wondering how long to wait before I can pick up with a company driving. Well, that's going to vary from company to company, but that 30 days of tests. So what's going to happen is they hook you up to your CPAP machine, and then it starts recording 30 days of you sleeping, okay? And then in that sleep study for that 30-day period, then that's when they make a decision on whether or not you have sleep apnea to a point where you can or cannot drive. But you have to go through that sleep study first, and in any circumstance, if someone told you that, if somebody told you that you had a vein in your brain that was very, very iffy, that could cause you to have a stroke, would you do something about it? Of course you would. If somebody told you that, that you had arteries in your vein, going to your heart, that was clogged with calcium, and you needed to get it cleaned out, or else you're gonna have a major heart attack, would you do that? Of course you would. We take some things for granted, and some things let's go after it. And that's just something that we might downplay it until it happens. You end up with heart disease because you didn't get it done. That ain't got nothing to do with Swift or any other company out there. But if I was you, I would go get it checked out and be serious with it. I know you said you're not gonna play around with it, but go get her done, brother. Save yourself. Um, uh, would I say Swift is a good company to get started with? Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. And they're gonna pay you more than the rest of them. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Don't let anybody. I will show you guys my last check. I'm gonna tell you this. From January till 2 weeks ago, I was already over $80,000, almost at $80,000. So yeah, you know, Swift pays damn good, very very good, and they don't bother you, man. You get rolling, and once you get rolling, as long as you turn the miles, the call comes up, bling, there's another load, go jump on it, and they don't bother you. They don't bother you until Friday when your phone goes, bing, you got some money in your pocket. They're excellent, man. They're excellent, and there's a whole lot of people there I'm gonna miss. Because they're good people, man. It's a good place to work. You're not gonna have an issue with that. Trust me. And okay, Bobby Trucker say he gonna go to Swift. He gonna plan on staying there for the long haul. Um, I can tell you this: you can make a very good career at Swift. You really can, man. But I will say this, okay? Barbecue Trucker, hear me, brother. And for that being said, anybody who would be considering going there, or for that case, any mega carrier, there does a time will come when your value jumps up, and when you hit that year mark, your value as a driver, if your record's been clean, if you hadn't had any issues, okay, and your driving record is good, you are about to see exactly what that golden ticket can bring you, okay? And it does. It jumps way up there after about that year, okay? And that being said, the only way that you can counter that with a mega carrier, including Swift Transportation, is to do what I was doing, which is mentor. Because if you mentor, which means you're going to have a demeanor for it, okay? And, unlike some folks' belief, I worked very well with my students, and I enjoyed working well with my students. In fact, you guys was in the truck with us most of the time because we would shoot videos with my students, and we had a fantastic time, okay? But, you have to have a demeanor that would allow someone else to come into your truck and share that tight space with them, while they farting and burping and coughing and sneezing with their hand ain't over their mouth, and smacking when they chew gum or when they eating their food or whatever their habits are. You got to be able to put up with them, and they got to put up with your bad habits of farting and burping and sneezing with your hand out over your mouth. You just might be stank, don't want to take a shower, whatever your issues are. So, hey, we if you can, share your space, and you can share your knowledge, and help someone else get to where you are at that point, then you can become a mentor. And once you become a mentor, you will get a huge bonus in your pay. And contrary to popular belief, is everybody likes to throw crap at mentors, and they're the worst people on the planet. I mean, people just like to just be negative in the trucking industry. Period. That's what, you know. They didn't have a minus sign on every freaking truck driving down the road, because you'd be surprised how much negativity it is in trucking, and that's a very, very real thing. There's a lot of negative in it, okay? And people want to always say how horrible mentors are, and that they want to treat you bad, and they only want you on the truck for the money, and blah 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 blah. And I tell them all the same thing. It's a job. Mentoring is a job, man. And it's a job that doesn't quit. You don't go home from it. Because once that person's on your truck, they're in your truck for 200 hours, and they living with you. And imagine every month, a new lady, a new man knocks on your door and say, I'm your new spouse. We're married for the next 30 days. And they just come in. And they come in with all their crap, all their garbage. You don't know this person. You don't know them. You can ask them a few questions, but you don't know this person. But you got to live with them. Okay? And you got to make it work. Right? What's going on, Ryder? Okay? So if you can imagine that what a mentor has to deal with on a daily basis, that's almost the same thing, okay? But to think that a mentor should teach you what he knows and then do it for no fee, no money, I don't get that. I don't even get the mentality behind that, okay? Or say that person, because they are a mentor, that their income should be limited to a certain amount. Not down with that either. That is just most people who say that are people who are looking to be mentored because they hadn't been in the industry. And the reason that they're saying all that yap is because they have not been in the industry. They don't know what they're talking about, but they just get on YouTube and listen to people cry about mentors, and then that's what they do. Okay? But don't let that discourage you. So, barbecue trucker, I'm telling you, brother, hang in there, and you're going to do really, really, really well when you get done with your training and everything at Swift. And 9 months from the day you start with them, then I would suggest that you consider becoming a mentor, because that's going to be the best way to make up for the fact that if you were to leave Swift Transportation after 1 year, you're going to be surprised with what your cents per mile is going to be when somebody says, yeah, you've been driving for a year? Oh, wow, okay, well, this is what we offer you. And you'll be going, I'm on it, turning in your 2-week notice. Okay? I'm telling you, I'm living it right now. So it's not what I think, what I believe. I'm telling you what the truth is. Okay, this is the truth. Because if for a solo driver, what this company is going to pay me per mile, what this company is going to pay, and it's a dedicated route that I'm taking, and I'm home where I need to be. I need to be back in Houston for the weekends, and I'm still gonna make more money than I could have possibly made as a solo driver with Swift if I'd have been there for 10 years. I guess I don't know how long you had to be a diamond driver. I think it's 10 years to be a diamond driver over there before I can get to that point. Okay, but the amount that I was making as a mentor, no, no, I'm not gonna make that. I'm not gonna make that. And then, but fortunately for me, I only had one student that I completed. That actually, two of them that I didn't max out, my weekly um, hours because they were having trouble sleeping while the truck was rolling, and so we just didn't get to do it quite as much as I would have liked. I slowed, we would I might drive like 4 or 5 hours on top of what they drove after they drove their clock out because I needed the truck to stop rolling while they slept because they didn't sleep real well while the truck was rolling. So, there's some of this. You're going to get a student that can, you know, sleep through a hurricane, and then there's some that can't do well if the truck's moving. So you can't drive at all while they're sleeping. Otherwise, you get them behind the wheel and they aren't holding the lane very well. They're not following the instructions very well. They may even get short tempered. You in that little cage together, and it can be a little tough. So, and it's not because that person's mean or an ass or just a poor student. No, they're just tired. And because they couldn't sleep. You're already not sleeping in your own bed. So that takes some getting used to. And you sleep in the truck with somebody you don't know. So there's a lot of things to take into consideration when you become a mentor. But don't let that stop you because that's where you're going to make that money at Swift. Slip seating and sharing the truck with somebody else. Oh, God, yeah. Yeah, man. Oh, God. OTRs, no slip seating. Man, most of the time, those guys that I saw doing slip seating was in day cabs. And, they have set schedules. They're dedicated drivers that do day runs. They drive. They do the little deliveries in the morning, and then park, and then somebody else get in that truck in the evening, and then take an evening shift with it. And that's the way it works in that same truck. But you log on to the Qualcomm when you get in, and then you log back off of it when you're done. And then the next person will log into the Qualcomm and they start driving that same truck. That is a slip seating. It's cool, but it's pretty nice to have a truck that's yours and you can put your stuff in and have it the way you want it. But generally, if you're slip seating, more likely than not, you home every day. Mike, but you're not a team, right? You're not. I think you're meaning that what I was talking about with the mentor, Now, so let me let you guys know something. Mentors get paid from the company very little money. Okay, very little money. Swift pay $100 a week to train somebody. $100 a week, man. That's less than $25 a day. And this person's on your truck 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Not only that, you'd be surprised how many people get on your truck and don't have anything. What they bring on the truck is all they got. Okay, including the money. Okay, so they don't have a whole lot of money, and so I didn't have much of a problem like that. But this is a very common situation. What I'm telling you, but the mentor's only going to get $100 a week from the company. So that person's still hungry. That person may still need to wash their clothes. They may need things along the way. And, as a mentor, what are you going to do? You're going to not provide, not help them out? Come on, man. I'm pretty sure that there's some mentors out there that don't give a damn. But the vast majority of people care. If they didn't care, they wouldn't have you on their truck in the first place. The vast majority. And so it costs too, to have a person on your truck. So you got to be able to compensate that mentor for his time training. Or why do it? Why? The man doesn't even put him in the truck. Just keep rolling by yourself if you're not going to get compensated for it, right? So the compensation for mentoring that student is the miles that truck generates. So that means you get to have your student drive some, and then whatever the mentor drives is his pay for mentoring the student, pretty much. That's what the truth is right there. And so if he don't drive, guess what? If he don't drive, then then he really doesn't make any compensation for mentoring that student. No hippie wannabe. It is absolutely time. I want everybody to get on the feed and start telling No Hippie that he needs to take wannabe off his truck. He's rolling now. Well, I think he's still at the house. He might be still on his little hiatus. But when you go back to work, he going solo, so he ain't no wannabe driver. He is the man now. So he needs to take that wannabe off his name. He needs to let everybody know he's the man now. Diamond Drive is 3 years of platinum, correct? Yeah. It's 3 or 5, Ryder, and you have to maintain that platinum rating consistently. You have to maintain it, and that's hard to do because that's one thing I didn't like, man. One thing I didn't like. Whenever you with Swift, if you go home, you get for every week you stay out, you get a day of home time. Okay, so if you stay out for a month, like I would with a student, okay, almost a month. By the time I dropped them off and then drove from Utah back to Houston, it relatively about a month, right? So technically, I should have 4 days of vacation time or home time. So you put in for that. They're never gonna deny you, but you get back home, and when you get home, you start your home time, and then it starts to deduct from the miles that you had in the bank, basically, to help you stay with that platinum rating. Now, I'm skipping a whole bunch, but for every mile, you have to maintain so many miles a week to keep these statuses. Okay, you go from like bronze to silver, then gold, then platinum, or diamond, platinum, then diamond. Okay, that's the way it works. And so you have to have so many miles. You keep those miles, your average miles up, and then you're going to keep going up the rank, and you keep going up, and you get paid a little bit more. Okay, as you go up. But if you drop below those miles per week, including the week 4 days that you're home because you've earned home time, including those, you have to have enough to make that up. And if you don't, you will drop below you'll drop out of that platinum status. And if you drop off the platinum status, guess what? Now you got to start over because you can't be a diamond driver if you hadn't been platinum for 3 years. And man, that's not right. I mean, you earned that time off, so why come you got to be penalized for taking it? It's crazy, but that's the way they work it, because they don't want you to take the home time, basically. But that's crazy. So where'd you get the tandem stop piece that you're using in the holes? I had one of those tandem stoppers up here because I wanted, now that you mentioned, I kind of want everybody to see what that tandem stopper is. I was going to show you what it looked like. I know I have one up here. Maybe it's downstairs. I don't know. I'm at the start gathering up a bunch of crap anyway. But anyways, my first one I got it from um, the Iowa 80 truck stop. If you got a chance to go to the Iowa 80 truck stop, man, go do that. That's a lot of fun stuff to look over there. You spend a bunch of money too, but you can go on the Iowa 80 truck stop and you can get it. Now there's a couple of different tandem stops, and the one that I like is it's like a big old huge hunk of brass. Okay, it's a big old chunk, and what it would do is you just count the holes that you need to move the trailer, slide the trailer tandem, and then you stick that stopper in the following hole. So if you need to move 8 holes, so you move 2,000 pounds, then you put that in the 9th hole, and then you slide it, bangs up against it, and stop the trailer from sliding, and then you're where you want to be. Okay, so it's a cool tool to have. Trust me. So the Iowa 80 truck stop is the place to go. Okay, and then from that point on, I was giving them away to my students when they upgrade, and I bought those on Amazon, and then when I get home, I'd get a couple of them. So I always keep 2 or 3 of them, brand new ones, in my truck, so I can hand them out to my students when they upgrade. And they are pretty cool things to do. So what I'll do at the end of this video, and barbecue trucker, you got my number. You can hit me up or inbox me something. Let me know if I forget to do it. But what I'll do is put the Amazon link to the tandem stopper in the description of this video. That way you guys can go to it and grab one, man. And they only $39.95, $40, and I'm telling you, that's a damn good $40 to spend right there. Trust me, you want that. Trust me. I'm on my next Mentor's truck on Saturday. My first was a nightmare. I hope Swift don't use him anymore. Well, let Swift know if you're having a bad situation with a mentor. Not all people are mentory people, you know. Some people, need to be riding solo. So, but let them know. Let them know the experience you had, so they can kind of help out with that. Without mentors, Swift is in trouble. Without mentors, this industry is in trouble. Let me know how you're going to train somebody if they're not being mentored. I don't care what company it is. It is what it is. You got to have a mentor. We've all been taught how to do whatever we do from someone else, and trucking just happened to call that teacher a mentor. But you got to have it, because nobody's born with the ability to drive these rigs, No hippie, bitch, you got close to 75,000 miles or more by now. That's right. He know he can drive. He don't need no wannabe on his name. He just drop it off. Everybody get on him. He need to get that off. Yeah, he ain't don't want to be no more. That's right. What are they called on Amazon? I typed in tandem stopper on Amazon, and it came up. But you're gonna scroll a little bit, because the most common one is like this. It's got 2 different size holes deal, and then a bar that attaches them, and the hole is like this in the tandem slide, and then this tool fits in there. You have to put it in there and then lock it in like this. It kind of goes fast, because it got a little tab on the other side, but it works really well. In fact, with the one that I have to bump and then go out, pull the rod, and then pull pressure off of it before I can pull my tool out of the tandem holes. But that other one works a little bit better than that one. But I like it, man. I like it, the one that I use, and it works really well. So, you'll be able to see both types on there. Now, the other one, the one I told you has two different sizes. That one, you can get at Love's and TA's and all that kind of stuff. You don't necessarily have to be lucky enough to go through either Amazon or if you're lucky enough to go through Iowa 80 truck stop and grab the tool that I use. The one that I use is, I'll tell you, the other one has two different sizes. The one I use is it's a big chunk of like brass or iron, whatever it is, I don't know, but it tapers down. That's how it gets those two sizes, by the way. But it's pretty cool too. I absolutely love my tandem stopper, and that's the one I would recommend. I feel with Mentors was wonderful, but I only had a week before he went on a long home time. Learned a lot from him. Now on my third. you know, that Mentors having semi tandem stopper on Amazon. There you go. You know, Mentors have to have that time off too. And it'll probably be a while before I can take a student. And in fact, the company that I'm going to, they don't do that because they don't take students. You're either an experienced driver or you passing them by because they don't take inexperienced drivers. So the mentor part's probably going to be done for me for a while till I roll out of there and get my own truck. So that's where you stand with that. And let me see if I missed anything up here. There we go. Let me see if we got it. Where are my questions? I had a good question. I'm going to have to find it now because and I told the guy I was going to do a video on it, and it had something to do with me getting started at an old, as an old man. How challenging was it if you get into trucking at your? There you go. All right. It says, how challenging did you find it to get into trucking at your age? I'm almost 50 and I have type 2 diabetic. Well, I am better than 50 years old, and when I got into trucking, I got into trucking at 50 years old, and I had no problems. I had it was a lot easier for me at 50 years old than it was for some of the guys that were 25, or somewhere around that age, and that's because us guys with some, a little longer in the tooth, we have more life experience, and for the vast majority of us, and we have the ability to stay away from some of the things that young guys get into. Like they were getting sent home from school for doing stupid stuff because they weren't prepared. It wasn't. They weren't. They wasn't ready. Still wanted to play and have a good time. I don't blame them. But when you're 50 plus years old, then hey man, you're doing this with a purpose, and companies know that, and they tend to lean towards your way because you're more at 50 years old. You're more stable of a person, and your thought processes are a little bit more focused. And I had I had a cakewalk, bro, and you're gonna have one too. Now, I don't have type 2 diabetes, and I don't know um, what the what the issues are gonna be with that. However, go to a DOT physician and get your DOT physical done. Let them know about that, and I think you just need to have it under control. And as long as you have your diabetes under control, you in good shape. Okay, so you know, get out there. It don't matter if you 50, 60. It's a lot of people get into this, with their spouse. Also, with at 50 plus years old, and they do that because it's so easy, for them to let's say easy. It's a pretty cool thing to do with a spouse. If you guys can team drive and you basically retired, you buy a truck and a trailer and you just drive from all over the country, enjoying driving all over the country, and you're getting paid to do it. You make some good money doing it. And you with your spouse the whole time, and that's if you having a good time with your spouse and shit, bro, you living a life. I'm telling you, it's really cool to be attached to somebody who you really can gel with and spend your life with. It's really cool, and if you can get them in a truck with you, you guys gonna do really well together. Am I quitting? I'm not quitting. Uh, I'm not quitting driving. I did leave Swift Transportation, but I am not quitting driving. I got to go to another company. I got to get another. I got to get another 12 months in before I can, go on my own. Barbecue trucker 57. Yeah, that's how you do it. Yeah, I didn't know that. Yeah, man. Well, I don't. I was really skeptical about telling everybody that you're gonna find out anyway, because I'm gonna be on here. I ain't gonna just leave you hanging. But I really, really, really enjoyed the time I spent with Swift. I really, really, really did. And but it's time. It's time for me to move on, do a little something different. And I actually was, when I made this move, I actually said, well, if I'm gonna move, I'm gonna go ahead and go to another phase and do flatbed, because you guys know eventually I'm gonna be pulling heavy haul with my son. That's the end game. Okay, so before I do that, you gotta do some flatbed, right? So I decided I'm not gonna do flatbed until there's no more winter. I don't want to get out and mess with no chains and tarps and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, when it's cold, because I don't do outside in cold, and that's not fun to me. If I got to sweat a little bit, then I do it in the summertime, but not in the winter. I don't want to mess around them chains and stuff when it's cold. But that was my goal. My goal was to go do some flatbed, and I will, because I have to do it in order to get to where I want to go. I need flatbed experience, so it's gonna happen pretty quick. But it ain't gonna happen until after the snow melts. That's for sure. Barbecue trucker, how long you been a driver? 100 years. Did it take a hiatus? But yeah, he coming back. It gets in your blood. See that? Barbecue truck say he been driving for 200 years. But it was 10 years ago, so they got to start over. It's in your blood, man. Once you start driving these trucks, you can't get out. It's like I don't know, man. You get caught up in it, man. Pulling all that power, man. It gets into your skin, and you can't get out from under it. You just love it to death, and I do. I like it. I like it. I like that power. I like to be able to, you know, just to have some fun. It's a lot of fun. I do. You guys got some more questions from me? I'm gonna uh, I'm going to do another. Well, actually, this is probably going to be the last live video that I do for a little while, because um, I'm gonna leave on Monday. Actually, I'm leaving before then, but because I have to be in orientation on Monday. But um, there's 3 days of orientation, and then uh, I get in the truck, start rolling. So once I get in the truck and start rolling, I'm gonna be shooting videos the whole time. Uh, and thank you for that, brother. Good luck, 50. Thank you, and look, and well wishes to every last one of you guys, all of myself, man. We're gonna have some fun with this stuff. It's a lot of fun. You guys gonna have fun driving. It's a lot of fun. You get to see some things you probably never seen before. But once I get just like when I started with Swift, you guys saw everything. So you kind of, even if you get started right now, you can kind of go to my first videos and you'll start seeing some of the journey it took me to get this far. But you're gonna see the same thing with the company that I'm going to. Okay. Um, you guys get to see it. So that would mean I might do another video between now and then, but I got to pull out on Sunday so I can be at the orientation for Monday. Then it'll be at least 4 days before I start posting those videos, because I'm going to make sure I'm all the way through the process first, then release those videos one at a time. He says with the barbecue truck, he been out the industry for 10 years. He says, with all the technology since I drove last, it seems better than before. Yes, it is. It is. People think it's hard to drive these trucks, man. It's so easy. It's not, man. These things, the hardest part of driving a truck is being on the road with people who don't drive trucks. Other than that, man, these things drive themselves. They are really, they don't drive themselves. That's a stretch. They don't drive themselves, but they're very easy to drive. Especially when they have automatic transmission, automated transmission. They're not automatics. They're automated. These are manual transmissions with a little helper monkey on it that's pushing the clutch and shifting the gears for you, but it's the same thing. You can actually burn the clutch up in an automatic transmission. That automated transmission, that is a fact. We had 34. We had no 34-hour restart when we drove last. Yeah, man. It was like a bunch of years ago when truck drivers was being taken serious advantage of by companies. They would make drivers just drive, and they wouldn't care about them. And then the government say, "Hey, come on, give these guys a break." And then we trying to get out from under the government ever since. But that's what happened, man. That's what happened when you bring the government in. They might fix a little bit, but they overfix, man, because they overgovern. And then it's just, whatever. I missed the manual transmission. Well, I don't. My license does not have a restriction on it. I can drive a manual transmission if I wanted to, and I don't want to. I would rather just relax and drive and enjoy than sit there fighting that doggone. Now, it might be cool to do it, every once in a while, but not every day. I'm out. Run more than one logbook, man. That used to be the thing right there. DOT is getting, having some changes coming up soon. I guess we'll find out what those will be whenever they actually come into effect. But, it is what it is, man. We have to follow the rules, so we don't get into no trouble. Cause they're sure enough shut you down. They're sure enough shut you down. You can't have a logbook. You can't run a logbook now and ELDs. Cause you got to do the ELD, and then if the ELD goes down, then you can keep a logbook. But if you have ELD for the company you drive for, they got, excuse me, they have Qualcomm or PeopleNet or whatever it is that the company has, and then you're running a RAM McNally for GPS purposes or whatever. And with RAM McNally, you can do ELD. You can plug it up, and then it'll do ELD too. But you cannot run on both at the same time. Even though one is for your personal benefit or whatever, nope, you cannot run two. And, it is what it is. It is what it is. All right. All right, guys. It is, we've been rolling now for an hour and 20 minutes, so I'm glad it stayed on for that long period of time. Once you had your legs quivering on the clutch in heavy traffic, yep. You love automatic transmission. I think there's a thing about switching gears in a big truck that is appealing to us guys. That testosterone level starts peaking when we feel gears and control, and I mean that's a big thing for us, But you get older and you get wiser, and you start thinking, you know what? I still got control of the power. I just ain't got to do all that stuff. Walk around with one calf muscle this big and the other one this here big. Man, look, that's enough of me. And now I'm out. You sleep off the truck. Can't sleep in the bed now. Too quiet and still. Start a lawnmower outside the bedroom window. If you have trouble sleeping in your truck, okay, because there's no noise, go park next to a reefer unit and open your window. Have fun with that. I'm sure you'll like it. Anyway, guys, listen. I enjoyed you guys for that, and I keep telling you that I'm going to announce when I get ready to do these, but my time right now is just so limited. So I still have a lot of stuff to do with my business before I can actually get going, and it's hard for me. So in my house, drive a reefer. You have trouble sleeping in your house, do the lawnmower thing. That's almost the same thing as having a reefer when you're in the truck. So I'm gonna try to hit you guys up again before I leave, maybe on Saturday morning before I leave. Maybe I'll do this one more time and then get on the road. But for right now, I am about to shut this one down, and I got a couple of things I need to do, and I actually was only going to be over 30 minutes, and it took me 30 minutes to get this damn thing going, but we got to figure it out now. So, hey, man, I appreciate you guys. I appreciate all the comments, and hang in there. We're going to do part 2 of 50 Plus Trucker Journey with my new gig, and have some fun. Good night to you too there, Ray Del Soul. Ubiest of the tubiest, the best YouTube subscribers on the planet. That's you. And I'm 50 plus. You guys deliver undistracted. And I'll see y'all next time.